Hello and welcome to another Minecraft showcase with me, Groover. Now what I have for you today is another iron farm. Now today's iron farm is the Iron CASSter, as in it casts iron. Now the name has been given to me by Cass over at the Maizuma Gaming channel. He always suggests calling these farms, or any iron farm that he sees, the Iron CASSter, and that's Cass as in C-A-S-S, CASSter. So yeah, I decided to actually do that, and he agreed to me using the name, and I think it's a great little name actually. So let's have a look at what we've got. We have got a 96 village iron farm. Now 96 village, why 96 village? That'll become apparent a little bit later, but it's a little bit bigger than a Phoenix. It's, I think, pretty much a lot faster than a Phoenix. I'm not 100% sure of the reset time on the Phoenix, but you know, this one's got a good reset time on it. Very, very good indeed, actually. Now, the main point with this build is it's completely modular. So you start off with a one village iron farm. And that's what we're going to do in the very first tutorial, a one village iron farm. We're going to have some villagers in there, and we're going to use the single village iron farm to actually breed up the villagers that we need for the larger versions. So after the single village, we move on to a 16 village, and then onto a 32, then onto a 64, then onto a 96. Okay? So the real thing with this is that you can make it as big as you like. You just start off with the basic principle being the single village iron farm. And if that produces enough iron for you, fine, stop right there, you don't need any more. And then if you realise that doesn't produce enough iron for you, then you've got the basic shape to make it into 16 villages, which is going to produce a lot of iron. And then obviously if you think that's not quite enough, then we're talking about upgrading to a 32 or a 64 or even all the way up to the 96. And once you've got to the 32, the upgrades are extremely simple. There's very little to do here. That's the whole basis of this farm, that you put in a bit of work at the beginning and you use a single design and you can build any size farm if you wish, all the way up to 96. This may go further. I'm going to do some experiments and see if I can push it up to 192, but for now this is as far as it's going to go. I'm going to go just for the 96 for now. And then in the not too distant future, I'm going to do some testing and see if we can push it to 192. Anyway, let's actually go have a look at the different stages of this build. Right, here we go. This is stage one. This is a single village iron farm. Now, the first thing you will notice is this is a little bit bigger than most single village iron farms that you see, but that's mainly because we want it to be able to take the upgrades. We want it to, you know, be useful in future stages. Also, it means we can get a few more doors in here, which is going to help us breed up the right number of villagers. Now, these two villager pods don't move. They are the same throughout all of the builds. So once you've got your villagers in there, we're going to do a little bit of jiggery-pokery with them a bit later, but you don't actually have to move them out. So that is the single village iron farm. That'll produce around about 40 ingots per hour. Now, moving on to the next stage, which is the 16 village iron farm. It uses that exact same base there. We take out the doors and we're going to reuse those, and we work the villagers a little bit. So the villagers got a longer tube there. So again, like I say, they're in exactly the same position. We just rework the tube and then they can move up and down a bit. So the center there is exactly the same as you can see over there. We've added some redstone around the place, and what you'll see is this is kind of bulky for a 16 village iron farm. And the reason that it's kind of bulky is because we obviously want to leave options for later. If you know you just want 16 village iron farm and not a one village, not a 32 or not a 64 or whatever, then this is probably a little bit bulky for you. You can get smaller ones. Okay, I'm going to say that completely honestly right now. If you just want 16 villages, there are different designs which will suit your purposes better. But if you want the upgrade options, then this, I think, is the best option out there. Because once you've got to this stage, the upgrades are really easy. Once you've done this work, the rest of it is simple. So let's just go back a little bit and have a look at the 32 village version. Right, so the biggest changes going up to the 32 village version is we change the spawning pads in here. And that's just because they're a lot more efficient. It means that you can get better efficiency with fewer villagers. So we're going to have around about 20 villagers in this build, and we want it to work pretty efficiently. Also, you'll see that the wings here have been expanded. So the yellow section represents the 16 and the red section represents the 32. Otherwise, nothing's changed. The villagers are in the same place, all of this redstone's the same. I mean, a bit of different redstone over the wings there. And the brain, all that changes with the brain between the 16 and the 32 is we add 16 more items into the counter. That's it. Okay, let's go and have a look at the 64. Now, like I said before, once you've got the 32 going, the 64 is an extremely simple upgrade. As you'll see, we've made the wings a little bit wider, we've added a bit more redstone over the top. Again, pretty much it. That is it. More doors, a little bit wider wings, a little bit more redstone, and then down here, we've got a few more items in that counter again. That's your lot. And then on to the 96. Again, very simple upgrade from the 32. We've added a little bit more on the wings, a little bit more redstone on the tops, and a few more items into the counter. So in terms of production between the villages, a single village will produce 40 ingots per hour, a 16 village will produce around about 640 ingots per hour, a 32 will produce double that, which is 1,280 ingots, 64 double that, which is 2,560, and then the 96 is going to produce around about the 3,900 ingots hour mark-ish. The reset time on this is very good. It's 1 minute 6 seconds per village. So that's basically, it creates a village, moves it, and once it's sort of got it moved a little bit further on, a new village comes in straight away. So you get the best speed that you can on this. And also, like I say, the biggest selling feature in my mind is the upgradability from the single village all the way up to 96. And you choose where to stop. You can say, well, the 32 suiting my server, I don't need any more than that. Or the 16 suitable for my single player world, you don't need more than that. You just stop right there. But you've always got the options to upgrade later if you want. Now, the redstone in this is much simplified from my previous build. It is pretty much hopperless. We've got 14 hoppers in the entire build. So we've got 12 down there and 2 over there. None on top of the wings. All of that's redstone using memory circuits and all that kind of jiggery pokery. And yeah, pretty cheap on the whole. Pretty survival friendly because you start off with the build that you can afford at the very beginning. And then when you get the time or the money or the or the resources, I should say, you can upgrade to the 96. Okay, so a couple of final things. This design is non-locational, so you can build it in any quarter of the world without any problems. People who know, Minecraft's got some weird things going on in the different quarters. Village centres get moved off in various directions. This has all been accounted for. This has all been tested in all quarters of the world. So you can build it wherever you like, and you should be absolutely fine as long as you follow the tutorial properly or the world download and you get everything in the right places. You shouldn't have any issues with that at all. It's pretty light on villagers. We're going to be using, I think, 27, but realistically you could get away with 24. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little showcase for my design. The tutorial is going to be coming soon. I just need to decide whether to make that into 5 separate videos or into one big video with sort of sections in it which you can jump to if you want to. You let me know down in the comments what you'd like to see. I'm thinking that one video is a good idea at the moment. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, or the showcase as it was. If you did, please do leave a like, and if you want to know some more, drop me a comment. And if you really enjoy this and you want to see the rest of my stuff, drop me a subscribe. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. Goodbye!